Ahoy, hoy, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to stop it there
Okay.
because this is real big business this week. This is the
right.
end, the final week of season 17 of Outside the Cinema. It's the season finale of the 17th season. And by season, I mean year, because our seasons are going to take the whole year usually. We missed a week, I think, this year. We missed maybe one episode we didn't record just because of sickness and weather and stuff. But there's no off season for us.
That's true.
It is
true.
But
we need grievous bodily harm.
But that means we get to start another one next week.
Yeah.
So what we do on our season finales, as we have for a number of years, I'm not going to say every year, but for a number of years, is we take a look at everything that we covered in a featured review on the show this year. And we create what we feel is the 6 favorite films that each of us reviewed this year. And are the 6 that we say, if you're going to watch 6 movies from this year that we covered, these are the 6 to watch. And then the 6 worst, which is kind of a loaded thing because it's like, we might actually want you to watch some of these because they're so terrible.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. We'll make sure we say that.
But at the same time, they're not good.
Right.
And then also, a terrible film can make it into the favorites.
Yeah.
And a really good film
easily,
could make it into the worst.
It could.
Or least favorite, depending on which way you want to look at it.
Yeah.
But I made sure to wear my glasses today.
Oh, yeah?
To look studious. It's actually more so that it's the 2nd of February and I didn't have any contact lenses.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Really more so what it is. But there we go. Hey, Patreon members. You have 20 episodes from season 1 now available on the OTC Archives feed. And by 20 episodes, I actually mean 19 episodes. Because as I come to find out in the loading of these, episode number 14 of Outside the Cinema lost.
No way.
I don't have a hard copy of it.
Huh.
It's not on any of the current feeds because none of the feeds go back that far. I even dug up the original OTC blog spot that we had,
right,
which dates all the way back to episode 1. It hasn't been updated in many, many, many years.
Right.
But episode 14 originally released Monday, May 5th, 2008. Episode 14, Blaxploitation Horror Express.
Was that was it Sugar Hill?
In this week's episode, we dive into the seedy underbelly of blaxploitation horror. Oh man, I was a baby back then.
Yeah.
We feature films Black Frankenstein, Abby, and Dr. Black and Mr. Hyde, and also Black Devil Doll from Hell. Apparently, we covered 8 films of the show back then. We also feature a couple news stories, listener email, and voicemails.
I remember those.
Yep. So I don't know. I can't imagine any of you have episode 14 saved somewhere. But if you do, if you would be so kind to send it to me.
Somebody does.
I'm sure there's somebody that, whether they still listen to the show or not, that's the question.
Yeah.
But like the original blog spot, like you click on it and we had stopped, I think, there was a chunk of time where we hosted on Libsyn and then we stopped because we signed the deal with Mevio. And so hosting shifted around and like, this was also back in the days of when RSS feeds and getting things to populate was nothing like it is today.
Oh yeah, no.
Whereas you can populate anything, anywhere, from any place at this point. Back then it was not so kind.
No, you needed 3 sparrows and a copper bowl and a
and then also like a transistor radio.
Yep.
And
3 slices of canned ham.
Yep.
And,
Morse code.
Yep. A bottle of baby oil and a statue.
Whoa, settle down, Diddy.
Headed woman. Hey, no.
Hey, no.
That's just for moisturizing. You just gotta.
Yeah, sure it is.
It's when we go there to do all the ceremonies and shit. It's dry. I don't like the dry.
Whatever you say, Slick.
Just making things up.
It's fine. But yeah, Patreon members, you have, you do have 20 episodes because we did a bonus episode in there, which was our first interview with Adam Green, which is around the like episode 10 mark. But yeah, first 20 are up. They'll probably get another 10 or so will probably go up this week. That's I'm kind of trying to do them in chunks of 10. So
That's good.
If you're a Patreon member, you just go to your membership. There's a spot there to click on RSS feeds. You can choose which ones you want to follow and where you want them to go. So if you use Apple Podcasts, there's a link there to put it into Apple Podcasts. If you use Spotify, there's a link there to put it in Spotify. All those fun and easy things. Yeah. We will not be broadcasting our show on Netflix anytime soon, I'm assuming. Did you see that? The podcasts are now on Netflix?
Why?
Video podcasts they're all on Netflix now. Like My Favorite Murder's there. Like,
oh, you mean all the ones with famous people? Or that have
yes, all the ones that are already famous are there.
With famous people.
Yes. Well,
with money.
I'll give them My Favorite Murder people. I'll give them a pass. Not only because I know Vince Averill and his wife is one of the hosts, but Vince, great dude. Also, we watch wrestling podcasts. Make sure you check them out if you're a wrestling fan.
Oh yeah,
Vince was on the show. He was on the show. Yeah, he's been on the show a couple times.
Names, actually. I'm really bad with names, but like if I heard the voice, I'd be like, oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah. And we didn't even exploit that his wife is one of the hosts of the most popular true crime podcast on the internet. Didn't even exploit it because we're good people.
Well, or dumb. I mean,
no. Well, yeah, but either way. So
no, it's the right thing to do, but like it feels like you really should.
Yeah, but some of those people that we look at as celebrities now actually were able to build their own following. Yeah. And My Favorite Murder is probably maybe the best example of they had the right thing at the right time and it hit.
Yeah.
And yes, they got all kinds of corporate sponsorships and all these like sold out tours and all these things, but they did it themselves.
I would celebrate that, if they weren't like on The Office for 9 years before they decided to do it.
Well, yeah, that or like the Pete Davidson podcast.
That's the stuff that like it I don't want to say it's unfair because it's not, because that's the career they chose, but it can be, what's the fucking word? I don't know. When it like just stops your momentum and you don't want to go forward anymore, it's kind of like, it's a basic word. It's like child, like that basic.
Right.
But I can't.
That's okay. I'm drawing a blank too. So
what the fuck is, anyway. So moving on. I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's fine. But I don't know where we got off on that, but either way, whatever.
Yeah, we're good.
If anyone has episode 14, please let me know.
I should check. I save stuff like
I'm positive that like I probably have it on an old hard drive somewhere, but I can't. Like I had 4 hard drives that I went through. And it just wasn't on those. And I'm like, it's not stored on Dropbox. It's not stored on my current hard drive. It's not on my server. But it's that episode, and I have multiple folders of backups of the episodes, and that episode is missing in each one of those backups.
Okay. I have saved here, apparently. Where does it start? 373. When we did No Holds Barred in one of the Santo movies.
I think that might be the episode that we moved back to Libsyn.
Okay.
Or something like that. Because when we were with Mevio hosted everything. And
I know I had a folder, and I've gone through so many hard drives. I'll see what I can dig up. You never know.
Yeah,
I might find an old iPod with it on it, or PSP, where I used to listen to iPods. What do they call podcasts? Listen to them first on a fucking PSP.
I used to download them, burn them to a CDR, and listen to them in the car.
Yep.
That's how I listened to podcasts back then.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe not 2008, but like when I first started listening, I would download them and then burn them to a CDR.
Yeah. Weird.
Insane.
Now it's all
insane.
In your pocket. Yep.
Anyway, Scott will be by later in the show, and Joe makes his triumphant return after a week off.
I would think if anybody has 14, it's him.
No, he was the first person I texted.
Okay, good. I figured you would. Yeah.
I'll read the. I can even just read you what I said to him. Hold on one second. Let me find it. I said, "Where is it?" Apparently, episode 14 is lost. I don't have it for some reason. And he says, wild. And the feed won't have anything that'll either will it. I said, the original file isn't online anymore. So even if it is on the feed, it doesn't link to anything. And he says, damn, I wouldn't have that one either because we all know that Scott didn't start paying attention to the show till he was on it.
Oh, that's right. Well, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. I think he said something. I started like episode 1 something. I have that one. Of course you do, you fucking egotistical prick. Bill said with love. Yeah. And then at least he backed me up in my mindset of me doing the right things. He goes, I don't know if it would be worth it, but you could try checking the Internet Archive, which I did. And the link is there, but it's a dead link because the file's not hosted where it used to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that was it. That was the conversation.
Huh.
Should we mention the Todd Cochran thing? Did we mention
can.
it?
I'm not. I don't have any ill will.
Well, now we don't have any need to have any ill will.
No, but I was okay. So you should say your thing before I start going.
Okay. So if you've listened to the show for a long time, we were nominated for a podcast award back when shows like us could be nominated for podcast awards, and you were actually nominated for things that were actual. Like we were nominated for best produced a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, I think actually.
That's true. Yeah.
And the podcast awards back then were nominated or were run by a guy named Todd Cochran. And he has passed away.
Yeah.
Actually back in, was it October or November?
I didn't notice that.
Not like, like recently, yes, but not like it just happened. So we do want to send our condolences to anyone that was a fan of his. He ran Blueberry. Was it Blurberry was his company? And we were unmerciful to him.
Oh yeah, because it's all. I mean, the buy your own trophy does really sound like a scam, but apparently he really did help people, not us, but people, and he was a decent person in the end. And
yeah, I think he got caught up in the things that a lot of people get caught up in, when you start to have a little bit of success that goes right to your head, and you just then think that why isn't everybody listening to me? Because that was his big thing. Was like I think we fell out with him around the Mevio thing.
Yeah.
And he was like, I told podcasters back then, you can't put all your eggs in one basket, but he wanted everyone to put their eggs in his basket. So,
right. Well, that wasn't a basket. That was a refrigerator. Sure. Why not? I don't know.
But we were unmerciful to him, and we had a character on the show when we used to do bits, Todd Cochran. And
yeah,
I don't feel bad about it, but
because we weren't.
No, we were awful. What are you talking about?
We were mean, but it wasn't like we were trying to assassinate his character. It was like, I'm running a scam.
You're not wrong.
It felt like a scam.
You're not wrong. Yeah, it felt like he very much was a stand on the soapbox. Yep. You should have listened to me. You didn't listen to me. Now you need to pay me.
Yeah.
Type thing. And even his podcast awards like became a joke because it was all like you could buy your way into them. And like,
yeah.
He used to try to get him. He would nominate. So I think if I remember correctly, what they did was they would solicit people, send us shows that you think deserve to be nominated. And then they had a review board or whatever. And I think it was just him and like one other guy. And they would then nominate shows based on, those things, but they would always nominate a like really big show.
Yeah.
That they had no connection to. And they made the decisions, I think. I don't think it was a voting thing. I might be wrong with that, but like the big show would always win. Like I think we were always up against like, was it the Slash Filmcast that was the big one?
Yeah, it was ones that like
that we have no business being nominated against, because at the time we were still, I think, the farthest we ever got was Mevio, and I think we made like $50 off them, like 4 years or whatever it was.
But I think in the best produced and stuff, we were in categories that were like bringing in BBC News and shit, type thing.
We were up against who was the big BBC film reviewer? Mark Commode.
Oh, is that his? Okay, I never knew who he.
There was whoever the big BBC guy was. We were nominated against him once or twice too.
And you know what? That's that's impressive.
But I always felt like, and it was never proven, but it was generally believed that allegedly,
Yeah, no, that's good. I think you're covered.
that the podcast awards would then give the awards to these big shows, hoping that they would show up to the award ceremony. And I remember
Yeah.
because it was an online award ceremony. They used to do one in person, but it ended up costing too much money, which I completely understand. There's no,
Oh, yeah, no, I was amazed they did live.
there was no,
Yeah.
I'm not paying for myself to go to Vegas or whatever it was
No.
to sit in that room.
And lose.
Right, but they
To
would
the BBC.
always, they would, yeah, I know, right? And they would always, and the winner is Mark Commode, BBC. Is Mark here with us? No, he's
You know
not.
he's not.
But
you
the
know what,
hosts of the 4 other shows that were nominated are.
Yeah. But I mean, now thinking about it, like that's him trying to grow his business too, isn't it? Like by putting those people on.
Yeah. It just
he's
seems
taking
slimy.
a chance.
It seems
Yeah.
slimy that you would always give the awards to the bigger shows
Yeah.
and then be like, oh, well, I guess they couldn't show up. Well, yeah, of course they didn't show up because they don't know you exist. Like, I didn't,
Yeah.
they don't know I mean, you barely know that I exist. Like, and you nominated me. Like, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Either way, so there's our walk down memory lane. Todd passed
I know,
away
right?
last year. From what I gather, it was rather unexpected. But he did do a lot for the podcast community. I don't want to cut it down. But we were unmerciful to him in our time. But I think that was our shtick then. We wouldn't do that now, I don't think.
No, because like everything changes as time goes on. And
I don't care enough anymore. It's really more so what it is.
Yeah. Personally, not that this overrides your not caring or anything else. I'm just trying not to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like unless you're
A Nazi or
one
a
of those
fascist.
people that I yell about all the time that I'm going to really try not to talk about this week.
Nope, that's fine. I'm right there with
Then
you.
Otherwise, okay. Otherwise, I'm going to yell. I'm going to yell at Nazis. Fucking Nazis. Hey, remember back when the entire world thought a Serbian film was like over the top?
Yeah, I do.
And now we're learning it's like an early episode of Sesame Street.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far.
I would. I've read some shit that like makes me want to throw up. Like, and the stuff that I draw, listen to, watch, read. I was gonna say fuck, but then that's a whole other like. What am I? Am I making fun of my wife? That's not a thing. I was just trying to think of another word to put in there. I'm cleaning this. What is this? This R2. See this dirty old R2?
Yep, I see it.
I had them painted and I didn't like it.
Oh, fair.
So I'm just cleaning them with some rubbing alcohol while I try and concentrate on my thoughts.
I just thought of a really, really gross, mean joke that we could use for Serbian film and tie it into current affairs.
Great.
Who would have thought? I'm going to get nailed for this. Whatever. Who would have thought that a Serbian film was a prequel to the Epstein Files?
Oof. Yeah.
With that said, let's get into our top and bottom 6 list. We usually do it back and forth. We do a worst, or we do a best and then a worst, a best and then a worst.
Right.
Do you want to stick with that?
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Okay, well, let's
Good.
start with your number 6 on your favorites list.
On my
Or actually, let me
favorite.
dump some while you figure out what it's going to be. I'm going to dump some quick info and numbers on everyone. So this year on OTC, we reviewed 99 or so films. There was 1 or 2 episodes where Chris and I did multiple films that the other may have not done.
Right.
But I also, for my stuff, I kind of tried to keep most of the new stuff off my list. I tried to go with the stuff that's actually in that 10-year range. And also my favorite film we covered last year was also my favorite film of the year last year. So kind of indifferent. But so it started back in February of last year. The first 2 films that we covered in February of last year, starting at season 17, was the original version of Diabolique, Les Diaboliques, and Tokyo Story.
Yep.
And then the last 2 films that we covered were Vice Academy and Certain Fury.
I think that's a good journey.
2 bangers to start the year and then 2 stinkers to end it.
That is true. Oh,
Crazy. All right, Chris. What is your number 6 favorite film that we reviewed on OTC this past year?
My number 6 favorite. All right, I'm trying to. Okay, so before I do this, I have a question for you because it's going to affect my list.
I'm good at answering.
I talk about Strange Darlings a bunch.
Yep,
and that was reviewed on this show.
It was, yes.
I don't want to be obvious because I said it would be my number 1. I don't want to put it on the list because, like, then that's there, and the movie makes me super sad. So I'm going to say at the beginning of this, I'm taking that one that I've spoken about so much on the show.
That's
because
fair.
you all know how I feel about it. I'm going to separate that.
And it's a 2023 release, so it doesn't really fall into the 10-year rule. But let's call it an honorable mention for both of us because I think both of us. You liked it more than me, but I definitely enjoyed it.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. So I'm gonna go with maybe. Oh, I'll show everybody too what I got going on here. This is how I did my list this time. I got the IMDb stuff, and I put red, and I'm gonna move it fast so nobody can see what's going on. So I just, instead of writing it out, I'm doing it visually this time to see how that works. And I think I've wasted enough time, and since I've started when the show is 1 and now it's 18, I can show you how much I've matured, and I can say that my number 6 is going to be Strip Nude for Your Killer.
Did we cover that this year?
I finally understand. That's one of the ones I did.
Oh, okay.
But we did it. We might have done it as a rewatch because we do this. Seem to do that every like 5 years.
We do, yeah.
And it's better now that I've seen a lot of the other ones.
Okay,
I get it. But going into a giallo with no understanding of the genre, it's going to be very jarring. So,
yes, we did we revisited it this year, with The Final Terror, which was also a revisit. Yeah. That was an episode where we did 2 revisits. I think we each chose a film, for the other to rewatch.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah, so it's like campy, cheesy, sleazy fun. When I first watched it, I thought I was getting a serious movie, and that's what the movie likes to believe it is, but it's not. It's just sexy fun.
That's a good one.
I've come around.
I do love that. I think we always, when we talk about that movie, the phrase I use is that's them throwing all of the shit at the wall, and whatever sticks, sticks.
Yeah. I have a feeling that if we were to start the show knowing a huge amount of stuff about Italian horror, we probably would have thrown around the name Strip Nude for Your podcast.
Yeah. And it would have been a very different podcast.
It would have, yeah. Russ Meyer films all the time.
Only. You like big tittied ladies? This is the podcast for you.
Because he does.
Okay, so looking at favorites, I do want to make mention that a lot of the films that we covered early in the year, we usually start the year off with Patreon picks. And we don't make anyone adhere to the 10-year rule for the Patreon picks. So there's a number of films that kind of fell in there that I've considered for my list. I'm not going to necessarily include all of them. I think I'm going to include maybe 1, maybe 2. I'm not sure.
Okay.
That final decision is yet to be made. But in terms of films that we covered this year, full review, a film that was actually also a rewatch for us, I believe. We did it the same week as another one of your favorites. So whether that'll show up in your list, I'll leave that at the time now. But my number 6 favorite of the year is the 2012, which actually still falls into the the fit
weird.
Is Maniac. Elijah Wood was Alexander Aja wrote and Frank Calhoun directed, reimagining, remake, whatever you want to call it, of the classic 80s grimy exploitation horror film Maniac with Joe Spinell. It was just such a fresh take on the story with still being true to what they tried to do with the original. Yeah. And that's kind of been the thing.
There was some brilliant modernizing done in that. Just really great. Like, you don't even have to think about any of it. It just works. It's not like, oh, this is a remake. This is the part coming up here. This is what's gonna. But I wasn't thinking like that. I was just thinking, holy shit, his migraines hurt me.
Yeah.
Because it was the migraine with the aura, with the light and everything, and like yeah, okay, so that and the sexual abuse turned him into what he is, but like just a migraine won't do that, so I'm okay.
Right. And I think one of the things that's kind of overlooked with it that's so impressive is kind of that reinvention of, I'm going to say found footage. It's not a found footage film, but using the first person's perspective as your storytelling agent throughout the film, as you see everything through Elijah Wood's eyes, but you get to see all of the things that he's seeing, knowing that it's in his head. So
and it's like the movie's trying to say this is the reason why it's all happening, but then you see it happen and you're like, but it doesn't have to happen that way.
Right.
So it sort of shows you the reason and then dares you to say that's not good enough.
Yeah. I know I think we talked about this originally, it was on my top 10 list for the year. It came out in 2012. And it still holds a spot there. And honestly, my like 3 through 6, those 3 films or those 4 films, they are kind of interchangeable. My 1 and 2 are my 2 favorites that we did this year. But so don't take too much into me putting it at number 6 and then also being, it was my favorite film of 2012. So Maniac. And the original is still one of my top favorite horror movies of all times. It's the perfect exploitation horror film.
Yeah. You can definitely feel the grime and sleaze. It's just palpable.
For sure. Speaking of palpable, Chris, let's jump over to the worst things we watched this year and do your number 6 worst.
Yeah, I had said to you before we start that that's people probably going to get mad at this if that's still a thing. You said it wasn't, so I'm going to take that as it is. And I'm just going to be honest. There's no animosity for this. There's just a huge letdown from the potential, and I'm going with 28 Years Later.
Cool. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't like it. I don't understand what kind of story they're trying to tell. Gasoline is good for 5 years if you fucking take care of it like it's a newborn baby. Medicine is not good for a very long time at all. Facts. Get some fucking facts straight. If you're going to do a movie based on a virus that was created scientifically, you need to follow the rules of that. There's no magical virus. And can we get out of England? Like, for real? There's a whole world. Like the rest of the world. I would love for there to be a 30 Years Later movie. And it's just like while you were sleeping, the movie. Because like that's what the rest of the world is doing while England is over there trying to kill zombies. I also don't understand if you have a zombie outbreak on an island, why didn't the rest of the world come in and try to take care of this? With helicopters and airplanes. Like the logic of living on an island that's cut off by the tide in the 22nd, 1st, 3rd century. Because who the fuck knows where we are now?
True.
In that timeline. Like that doesn't make any sense because there's people flying on jets across the ocean. We wouldn't just let England die.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right.
I don't like that. I don't like that idea at all. I understand that he has something he wants to say, but I think that was said in the first one because that was in the wake of 9/11, and that's why you get the town, the square. I'm not gonna Piccadilly maybe, and all the missing people things. Like that was terrifying at the time because that's what we had everywhere in New York. It was just missing people. And I remember Battlestar Galactica copied that too when the colonies were attacked on that remake. And it was still 4 or 5 years later, it was like, oh shit, I remember that. That's horrible. And then, like, I understand in the first one, you get your military guy who's really a Time Lord and he's a dick. And then the other one, they're trying to make a thing with the fucking Rumpelstiltskin and his wife dead on the table. It's stupid. Like, I think they lost the story. Agreed. Halfway through the second one, and they just wanted to turn it into an artistic splatterfest in part 2, and I don't know what the fuck story they were trying to tell in this one and how it relates to anything.
Maybe you got to see the Bone Temple to understand it.
I'm not going to watch the Bone Temple.
Oh, I'm going to watch it. I'm definitely going to watch it.
How it is. I liked the first one. I thought the second one has one of the best openings of a horror movie ever.
Agreed.
Ever made. And then this one is like, side note, Christoph Gans has made both the best and worst Silent Hill movies ever.
Oh, okay.
And I would watch those 3 before 28 years later.
All right, fair.
I watched Return to Silent Hill, and it's like someone that doesn't know what emotions are wrote the script.
Yeah, we're going to hear a lot more about that because I'm pretty sure that's what Scott's talking about this week.
So, like, hey, here's a good thing, though. All right. So we had Resident Evil movies, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Mila Jovovich, Paul Anderson, the Mortal Kombat Anderson. And then we had one by somebody else, and that was okay. Then there was that TV series that was like, we just put the name on it because we didn't know what else to call it. And now there's another one coming out this year. And I don't remember their name because I didn't get it in my head. The person that directed Weapons is doing the Resident Evil.
Oh, cool.
Second attempt. Third, fourth, fifth attempt. So I'm interested for that because just the way Weapons looked is gonna translate really well.
Cool.
Anyway, that's that. Yeah, 28 years later.
Cool.
Did not do anything for me.
All right, my number 6, least favorite, worst, whatever you want to call it, is one. I'm going to stick with the idea that people are going to be pissed about it, and this is something that we watched for the show for the first time, but we'd each seen a number of time over the years, and I think the reason I'm going to put it on this list is because the rewatch of it was just, I'm just like, this is not good. This is a mess.
Okay.
And it's Freddy versus Jason.
It is.
It's a fucking mess.
Yeah, it was great at the time, and it's good for what it is, but it's not a good movie.
It's like when we used to get like invited to screenings.
Yeah.
And we would give the movie a great review because we were just so excited to be able to go to like a press screening. Was it Zombie Strippers? I think I gave it like an A afterwards.
Oh yeah, I didn't go to that one. I remember that. Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, what the hell was I thinking? And I remember at the time somebody was like, you guys are just, you have like gold in your eyes or whatever, like because gold in your eyes. Is that the saying I wanted?
Stars,
gold? Because you guys got invited to a cool press screening or whatever. That movie sucks. Like, yeah, it actually does.
Yeah, I mean, the one I remember was, did we do Zombieland?
Yes, we did Zombieland.
Yeah, that one I actually did like at the time.
Yep. I still think Zombieland's all right.
Sucker Punch at the time for the artistic look on the screen, and that's a terrible piece
Sucker Punch is still a great movie if you just turn the volume off and put on Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah.
But yeah, Freddy versus Jason.
I would take It's Halloween from the Shrugs over the actual soundtrack from that. Sorry, you were saying?
I was just saying Freddy versus Jason is a fucking mess. And we were all blinded by the fact that we actually got a Freddy versus Jason movie. Yeah. And I challenge any of you guys that are listeners to go back and rewatch it now and come back and tell me it's still as good as you thought it was back in the day.
Yeah.
Because it's not. It's not.
No.
I still had fun watching it, but like I'm just like, this holds nothing.
Yeah,
it takes the mythology of the stories and throws them away just so you can get the two of them in a friggin' battle that is not even like really much of any.
I will give them credit for at least trying to think of a reason that they would cross paths, because they a lot of times sequels and shit are just thrown into theaters.
Yeah, and even the beginning of it, when they show you how they're getting them together, it doesn't make any sense based on specifically based on the Nightmare on Elm Street mythology that's been made. It's like, well, why would Freddy be able to get into the head of Jason? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think it would have been really neat if Freddy met Jason and he said, "Oh, there's one kid I'm glad I didn't kill."
Or,
just something.
Freddy Krueger was a counselor at Camp Crystal Lake, and he molested Jason when he was a young kid.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of ways. I mean, it's, but the world we live in, like, there's a million ways to go. It doesn't matter. Okay, whatever. It doesn't hold up. It's not good. I was bummed about it. I wish I hadn't rewatched it so that I could have kept it in a special place in my head. Chris, number 5 favorite.
Okay. Now, I am going through this as we go. And I'm going to try and stay away from stuff that, like, I like. Because, like, I have Savage Land here. Because, obviously, I watched that a bunch. But I think I'm going to go with Eyes Without a Face.
Okay.
I'd never seen it. Until then, I'd seen pictures. I had no idea what it was about, and it was a much better story than I thought it would have been, especially considering all the songs that have been written about it. There's a lot of ridiculousness in this. Don't expect the biology or science or anything to match up or make sense in real life, but they're not presenting it really as real life, so I'm okay with that.
Right.
And it's got a really creepy vibe. It's black. It's black and white, right? Not just the photos I've seen.
No, it's black and white.
I can't remember it moving. And it just has this really, like, ghostly, swishing, floating feel to it at times. Like she's in a dream, but it's a nightmare. So we all know that.
Right.
But it's got some really, really great still images from it. Like not many movies, especially black and white horror movies, you can show a picture and most people would know what the movie is.
Right.
And with the mask or without the mask, like this is definitely a good makeup job, which the black and white film probably helped hide even more, which is really smart.
Yeah, because it was made after color had been.
Yeah, wasn't it 60 something?
68?
50? I don't remember.
It doesn't matter.
I just have the poster in front of me right now. But it kept me way more interested than I thought it would. I love the actors in it, and it was just a surprisingly good amount of fun for a sad story. I don't know. If I start going into more stuff, I'm gonna give everything away.
That's fine. No, we don't want that because that's a fucking classic.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I recommend that one highly.
All right, let's move on to a film that I also recommend highly. I know I went through this big thing about saying I'm not going to include a lot of newer films, and this is a newer film. And I didn't get to talk about it on my end of year list because it like narrowly missed it. But it's a 2023 film that really didn't get released in the States until this past year. Japanese horror film that just blew me away watching it. Best Wishes to All. Maybe the best Japanese horror film I've seen in many, many years. There will be another Japanese horror film I will talk about later in the show. But this is, in terms of like the last maybe like 10 years, one of the best because it's just the storytelling of the weird shit with the family and the like holding people prisoner. Why are they holding people prisoner? What's like all these other like, and it all doesn't really come together until like, the end of the film. And then you're kind of like, oh shit, this is like our thing. And like everyone's involved and you're like, oh my God, like it's just, it's really, really well done. The director is the guy that did them. I believe Yuda Shimizoto, I believe did The Grudge, if I'm not mistaken, or one of them at least.
Okay.
Or he was involved in working. I don't know. He had something to do with one of the Grudge films. Or was I'm sorry, he didn't. It was the producer was the guy that did the original Grudge film.
Oh, okay.
But I think Yuda Shimizoto, who is going to be a very interesting director to watch coming from the J-horror world, which honestly, we haven't really gotten a lot of great Japanese horror that's kind of broken. There's definitely great Japanese horror, don't get me wrong, but that hasn't really broken through. We've got a lot of good Korean stuff the last few years.
I was going to say attention seems to be on Korea since Parasite and all that.
Yeah. And taking nothing away from them, but there's brilliant filmmakers in Japan too that I think are just, maybe because of like Jan Woo Park and those guys that have really had success just not coming through. But Best Wishes to All is fucking excellent.
Nice.
So I think you can stream it on Shudder in the US. Or you can buy it through like Prime or anything. places. All right, Chris, number 5 on your least favorite reviews from the past year.
Favorite. All right.
I have so many least ones. I got to figure out what order to put them in.
This is a twofer, but it's going to make sense.
Okay.
Because I object to the story.
Okay.
Not the thing. So my number, whatever we're on, is Kite.
Okay.
No more child prostitution, please.
You're talking about the live action version, not the animated one,
Both.
right? Oh, both. Okay.
Both. Yeah. The whole Lolita story just disgusts me.
Okay.
I can't. And I will not recommend that to anybody. The animation, the art style might be nice. The movie might be made well and acted well. I hold nothing against the actors or the people in it. I'm not on board for that. Like that Channing Tatum movie. Did we do that the year before? Or was that for this last one? Because I could not remember.
I don't remember which movie.
I think it was it Don't Blink or Blink Twice? Blink Twice.
Was that the one on the island where he played like the really rich, like
Yeah. Oh, that was 24. Okay, so we did that
last
the
year?
year before. Okay.
2 years ago.
Yeah. So yeah, I
really liked that. I think I liked it because I was expecting it to be terrible.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I was liking it until we got to the,
Yep.
amnesia and rape.
Yep.
So I don't need that. I think there are ways to tell stories. This one is obviously based around like 14-year-old assassins and shit. No, thank you. I'm done with that. I'm good. I'll watch Shinji Ikari as a 14-year-old fight angels from other dimensions, but I will not watch kids in compromising situations anymore. And it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
I understand that. It's kind of interesting to me, and I don't remember exactly what year the live action one was. I know it was a number of years after the animated one. But they didn't make any changes to that. They kept the story the same. I remember the live action one really not being good.
Yeah, no, it was not.
And the animated one, for what it was worth, was good with what they were doing with it. But yes, the story.
I mean, yeah, they animated it really well. The voice acting was good. It's the plot really is what it all comes down to for me. Ugh.
Gross.
Ugh. No, I can't. I don't even want to talk about
That's
it.
fair. Let's move on to my number 5. Then we can move right on to my number 5, and I have so many fun ones to pick from. Let's go with. Let's see here. Let's go with Hell House: The Lineage.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Another one that just really let me down. And I just got to finish saying how I wasn't going to include newer films, but whatever. Never mind. Forget that I said that. Because I'm looking at my worst list, and it's all stuff from the last couple of years for the most part.
Yeah.
So the good stuff is going to fit, but the bad stuff, not so much. Hell House Lineage, I just felt like took a huge dump on everything that they had done to that point. The first, because it's what, the 5th? Hell House LLC, so. 2, Lake of Fire, then the one that was the mansion. Yeah, so this is the 5th one, right?
I think so, yeah, it is. Yeah, I just had to do the math 6 times in my head first.
And it just annoyed the shit out of me because they just tried so hard to intertwine everything back together. Yeah. And it was like when they did the Manor one, the Helmsley Manor or whatever it was, McCamey Manor, whatever the 4th one was, where it was like supposedly like a completely different story, but like loosely tied to the original.
Yeah, it was the family that owned the clowns and the house, and yeah, it was why everybody's so mad.
Right, yeah, essentially. And then this one, they do their best to work all of that into this story, but then also tie it to the original story, and it just doesn't work. And then it ends. It's supposedly the final film, but it ends on like a cliffhanger.
Yeah, because I know it's not the last one. It can't be.
I think that's what made me hate this movie more than anything, was because they were billing it to be the final film, and then as you watch it, you're like, you're telling me it's the final film, but this is how you're choosing to end it.
Yeah.
It was just really frustrating because
I completely get that.
This year, I mean, we say it every year in a number of reviews throughout the season, throughout the season. But as you start to pull at the threads and the whole thing starts to fall apart, like this is the perfect example of that without going into specifics, because if we do, I'll be here for another 2 hours just complaining about all the like side stories that come up in this that just don't make sense because A, B, and C doesn't relate to X, Y, Z, but yet you took away everything in the middle.
Yeah.
So your alphabet is A, B, C, X, Y, Z, and you forgot about everything in between.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I like that. I'll have to remember that one.
That's good. Good. Yeah.
But yeah, Hell House LLC lineage, garbage. Would have been better with the original 3, even though the third one was ridiculous. The Lake of Fire was ridiculous. I still thought it was better fitting ending than what they did here.
I think they maybe backed themselves into a corner and realized, oh shit, we've been talking about opening portals to hell. We got to do that.
But then they don't. But like they do and they don't. Like
yeah. But you know what? It's not backed by those weren't backed by a major studio. They were doing it because they wanted to. I'm a little lighter on that. Not like my next one that I'll hate, which really. Ugh.
Well, let's skip the hate and let's go back to your favorites. Let's see, you're here number 4 for your favorite review past year.
I probably should have had this ready to go. I'm gonna go with this one that I've been wanting to do on the show for a long time. I'm gonna go with Coherence.
Ooh, that's a good one. That just missed my list.
Coherence is a really interesting story about intersecting dimensions. And you get it from the trailer that there are similar groups of the same people after an event happens in this neighborhood. And then that's the beginning. And then they have to leave the house for a reason and come back. And then there's then you have to, are these the people that left? Are they at the right house? Because like there's multiple versions of this house out there apparently. It's not as technical as Primer, but it really does do a good job of keeping you aware that there are other versions of these people out there from other dimensions, and then they have brilliant ways of showing you without telling you. And the mistrust, I think, works really well here as opposed to a zombie movie where sometimes it can be forced. But here it's, I don't even know if I know you. So it adds paranoia on a whole other level. And it really does feel like a movie that they filmed like over a couple weekends in the guy's dining room. And I didn't look it up. It might have been.
It could have been.
But the
I actually think they used the living room.
Yeah. Yeah. The idea behind the story, the way it's written, the way that the actors, regardless of who's in this, conduct themselves in the parts, like they might hit stereotypes, but they're the right stereotypes for this. I expected nothing. The cover art for it is boring. It's the same person looking at themselves. One's upside down, one's right side up. It doesn't give you any hint as to what it's about. But a cross-dimensional rip in space and time is basically what happened. You don't see it. It's just there.
Yeah.
But I like this because it was way smarter than I thought it was going to be. It was very well thought out. And it's not like one of those things where it's like you're sitting down, and I'm going to do this again. You're sitting down to watch Terminator 2, and you're like, hey, how'd that all liquid metal thing go through the time travel device? Covered in flesh. Breaking your own rules, Cameron. Like, he could have at least, like, melted into a pile of goo and the flesh skin left behind all, like, bloody and stuff as, like, a coat that he wore to get through the time thing. But, like, you break your own rules and your movie's dead to me.
Yep, agreed.
Some are more egregious than others. Sometimes you can tell it's a mistake and they didn't notice. But like, I don't think they broke the rules they set up, which is fantastic. It's not easy to do when you get something that has the potential to be this complicated. Because it's not just 3 characters. There's like 6 of them.
Yeah. No, they did. That was a great film. That narrowly missed my list.
Yeah. I was impressed. Very impressed. I recommend.
Cool. All right. Well, my next one for my number 4 favorite films that we did. This is kind of one that I had forgot about, so I actually looked at the list. And this film got a new. I got new feelings about it after traveling over the summer. So my number 4 is the 2015 English werewolf trapped in a train film, Howl.
Oh yeah, I considered that one. Yeah,
which at the time both of us were like pretty impressed with what it was, considering like it's werewolves on a train.
Yeah, low budget werewolves on a train.
Low budget, yeah, and there was definitely some issues with it. I mean, I'm not going to tell you it was a perfect film, but
it's low budget.
Yeah, so over the summer when I went to the UK, I took a train trip from Edinburgh, Scotland to London.
Okay, nice.
And so I got to see like how remote some of this terrain is when you're going through. I did it during the day. But then I remembered this movie being like, oh man, like if this was at night and this train just stopped and you're between towns, that's pretty fucking terrifying.
Yeah, okay.
But this movie did a
lot of times
a really good job with the budget they had. I thought the werewolves looked cool because they were this kind of like hybrid humanoid wolf concoction.
And I wonder if that came from, hey, fur's gonna be really fucking expensive. I have an idea.
Yeah, and
you never know because budget constraints is kind of what leads to innovation.
Yeah, and there's. The acting is fine. The directing is fine. Yeah. We get a moment where we get to see Brett Goldstein from Ted Lasso before Ted Lasso was a thing. But I immediately was like, oh, Roy. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, Howl's great. It was one of those random ones we found on Tubi that were like, hey, this looks like it, could go either way. And it did. And it was higher on my list because of the low expectation I had for it. So I think that's still available.
Fair.
It's still available to watch in Tubi and Plex and Pluto and a couple of those places. But yeah, Howl, my number 4 favorite review of the last year.
Nice.
Now let's move on to your number 4 worst film of last year.
Okay. So this is where I think we might get a little pushback.
You said the same thing with 28 Years Later, man. I ain't nobody.
I did,
and
I'm going to say Tenet for this one. So hold on.
Oh, that's a good one. Because talk about letdowns.
Okay. My problem with Tenet is that it tries to be smarter than the script will allow.
Mm-hmm.
It's Christopher Nolan has a wonderful eye as a filmmaker. He knows how to make movies. He knows how to get great performances out of people. But him and his brother make their fucking scripts so complicated that it's just fucking white noise. I didn't give a shit about this main character at all because I don't feel like they fleshed him out at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know his name. Is his name Tennant? Like, are we going to do a Homer
Yes,
Simpson?
David Tennant.
I'll call him by his name. Remember when Mel Gibson was Payback? Anyway, I didn't give a shit what this guy was doing because the whole movie seemed like it was, look how cool we can do this shit in reverse. And it's like, yeah, dude, like after I saw The Iron Giant back in 1999, I went and watched The Matrix. Did you? I don't hate him. I like some of the stuff he's done. But I think his head is getting really close to up his own ass. I think he believes his hype way more than. And
Did you see Interstellar?
Movies.
Did you watch Interstellar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck that movie.
Yeah, agreed.
I watched a better version of Interstellar, where love is the final key, and it had fucking Mila Jovovich in it, and Chris Tucker. I was all in on Interstellar. I'm watching. I'm good. I'm like, okay, I see what's going on here. We got time. We got that. Love. Fuck you. You build a scientifically, in your movie, accurate, like truthful. This is it. This is how it operates. And then you introduce a human emotion into the physics of the universe. And it just pissed me off. Literally pissed me off. At least the fucking ultimate weapon in The Fifth Element shot a beam out and stopped the bad guy. I will say, though, Interstellar did give me one of the worst nightmares I've ever had in my life about my children growing older. So it did do that. It's a fantastic filmmaker. Like, but there's that point that they cross. Like, The Dark Knight was good. The next one was stupid. Every cop in Gotham went into the sewers. Every cop in Gotham, thousands of cops went into the sewers to look for one guy. They didn't drop gas in there to gas him out of there. And then they locked them all in. Oh, all the cops are gone. Fucking convenient. Batman's back is broken. Let me crawl back from Pakistan and then, I don't know, do some napalm artwork on this bridge for 4 fucking hours before I go take care of the nuclear bomb that's in the city I say I love. See how dumb that sounds?
Mm-hmm.
Don't make your movies overcomplicated just because you want them to be complicated. You fuck up. And that's what Tenet did. Nobody knows what Tenet was about.
Nope, I agree.
And I watched it twice because I wanted to be fair.
That's fair. That's
And
fair that you're fair.
I still don't like it. I like the actors. I liked most of everything that was going on. The sets, the sci-fi stuff looked great. But what the fuck are you trying to say to me?
Yeah,
I mean, I can be dense sometimes.
That was another one of the, you start to pull at the strings and the whole thing just falls apart.
Yeah. Yeah. And I get it. I get why people, say have all the nice stuff and awards for him, but not as far as the plot goes.
Yeah, I will say that the war movie, was it Dunkirk?
Yes, I want to say, because
That
I've
was-
never seen that either.
Because he had to kind of hold within a, like, it was a war movie about, like, actual, like, things. So they couldn't, like, be like, oh, and then there's a portal that does the thing,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, here comes Mephisto.
Right. All right. So that's your number 4 worst, right?
Sure.
All right. My number 4 worst, I'm going to go much lower on the totem pole here. We did a found footage movie from 2015 called Classroom 6.
Oh, I have that circled, but I couldn't remember what it was about. I didn't
Well,
like it.
yeah. As two guys that are known to enjoy the found footage genre when done well.
Or even half well.
Yeah.
I'm
This movie's biggest issue is that it has literally nothing to offer. It offers nothing. There's nothing redeemable about the story. Everything isn't even half baked. It's like quarter baked.
still
Like if you took it out of the oven and ate it this way, you would get sick.
Yeah.
And it's just the same thing over and over. And by over and over, I mean they do it like twice. But it
Well, that's
feels like
yeah.
100 times.
I know.
And the guy they have doing the filming, they've got him doing this shake on purpose that is just so
Right.
frustrating.
Yeah.
So they're having him shake to hide the things that they're not doing.
I forgot.
So I very rarely say things, but if you were the filmmakers involved in this, maybe you try something else. Okay? Like, just try something else.
I mean, I tell my kids all the time, hey, if you write something and you're not sure about it, or you got a picture you want an opinion, it's like, show it to somebody. Talk. Throwing ideas around isn't a bad thing. Getting somebody else's input doesn't devalue what you've already done. It can only make it better, or you don't listen to them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it's like the shots are just so, like, they're so bad, and like the characters are less than one-dimensional. Like there's the story they're trying, like the backstory is not really there. They're like, oh, there was like a haunting in this school. That's like it.
okay, great.
Okay.
I would like to see one, and there's got to be one out there that I just can't think of. I would really like to see one where all of the characters get along. Like something bad happens to somebody, and they're like, okay, everybody, before we all freak out and start blaming each other. You, what did you see? You, what did you see? And you just, like I told Rip the other day, hey, here's an idea for a romantic comedy if you ever want to do one. At the end of the first act, they meet, and then generally at some point there is some misunderstanding between the characters that causes a rift, and then, Robbie has his sheet music from the E.T. girl and he's an asshole. But instead, maybe the bad guy, who's usually the third in the triangle, tries to break them up. But instead, they fucking talk to each other. And they say, did you do this? No, I didn't do that. Did you sleep with that person? I don't even know who the fuck that is. Well, who could have done this? It was Teddy. And then the last act of the movie is a fucking revenge movie on Teddy. And
All right,
it just changes. And it's not, I mean, it's still a romantic comedy. And I'm not saying they go out and like kill him, but like, you know, you can financially wreck somebody or ruin their work reputation or something if they try to fuck up your personal life.
Or you could kill him.
It would just be different, like just a little bit of a twist. Just throw a little twist in there, little subvert the expectations, and all of that. So like people that get along would subvert my expectations definitely on a found footage movie.
So Classroom 6, garbage.
Yeah.
All right, back to the favorites list. Number 3, Chris.
Okay, we're getting down to it. So this is I gotta really try now. No, I'm kidding.
Because you weren't before.
So, okay, if that one's number 3, I just got to make sure I have a 2 to do this. Yeah, I guess that could work. That one and that. I'm going to miss some, I know.
We always do. We always do.
I'm going to go with one that I hadn't even realized came out until much after it was released. And it's sometimes my enjoyment of a movie is the experience I have with the people around me. And we watch this as a family. And there's one part in this that my wife laughs at every single time. The movie's a little long, but that's okay.
That seems to be an ongoing thing recently, so.
Yep, because in the movie, or prequel if you want, Outlaw Johnny Black, there's some really, really funny stuff in that. They just like they had the knowledge of blaxploitation films and how to do a funny joke. Like you get the Native American that's like an Irish actor and he's so pale white because that's what they did back then. And I find that kind of stuff hilarious. But the joke is when they're going to hang him for the guy dying in front of him who had the heart attack back when there was a shootout. And I almost said Black Dynamite. Johnny Black shoots him, but shoots his hat off his head like a good guy does. And the guy dies and has a heart attack. So they blame him for the murder. And it said for the death of, and they say the name, and Michael Jai White, I don't think he gets enough credit from other people, not me. As a comedian, his line delivery, facial expressions, tone, camera, all of it is great because he yells back something like, was Harold the name of his hat? Because all I shot was a hat. And he keeps going on about that. And it's really funny. And I watched this. We watched it for the show, and then I think I watched it again by myself, and then we all watched it together over 2 nights because it's a long movie. But they have a lot of little things they want to like poke fun at, and I think they do a really good job of telling a traditional cowboy story with this parody. And I was really surprised because when I saw the trailer for it, I'm like, oh, they're going to do the cowboy movies what they did to, oh, wait, they're going to do the cowboy movies what they, and I'm like, that's probably a good thing. And then there was a Kickstarter for it, if I remember, and then I don't know what happened after that. But
yeah, it disappeared for a while.
Yeah, I am happy it came out. That there were a lot of people and a lot of work put into that, and they deserved it to be seen, so. I had fun with that. I think both of the satire ones that he's done are pitch perfect. Not the movie.
No. No.
Yeah, that surprised me.
Cool. All right. My number 3 favorite, right? Yes, favorite.
Yeah.
See, now, like I said, I didn't want to talk about a lot of the new movies, but I really am just like.
If that's what it is, that's what it is.
Yeah. No. And so my number 3 is a 2025 release starring Aya Brady. I said that really wrong. Of the Bear fame. It's Opus, which is this crazy cult musician story that has John Malkovich and Juliette Lewis in it, and it was just great. because they had all of the beats needed to make the story seem real. Struggling writer being brought in to tell a story, but then the guy that's her boss decides he wants to take all the fame, and the weird eccentric, Prince Liberace music star that is so big and so well regarded. He's just like an enigma to everyone. Yeah. And the way they play it out and the way it falls through, and she's excellent in the role.
She is, yeah.
And Boston Girl.
Yeah, he's sort of like if Banksy was Taylor Swift. Kept the fame, because the guy's fame in that is beyond genre, it seems. Everybody loves the stuff he's put out.
It's like it's like if it's, you want to compare it to the level of popularity of a Taylor Swift, which is, I think, fair. Taylor Swift 30 years from now, when she's now a recluse, she only puts out a record once in a while.
Yeah. But that's the kind of reaction that he gets when he says he's going to put something else out. It's like he never went away.
Right.
That was surprising.
I thought it was very good. Well written, well acted.
Yeah, it was. The whole thing makes me uncomfortable. I would have left. That's all I wanted.
Oh, yeah. No, obviously. You can watch that on HBO Max in the States, and then I'm sure you can get it pretty much anywhere else. But yeah, so my number 3 favorite was Opus. All right. Now we are at your number 3 least favorite.
Okay. So I know what my number 2 was going to be, and that's that one. And I had Opus in this place here. You know what? I think I'm going to do this one based on the idea of the movie. It just kind of grosses me out, and I didn't like anybody in.
All right, that's fair.
The Black Room.
Oh, was that the one with the brother and sister?
And like they needed blood to keep them alive, and it was this little rent the little black fuck room hourly, and he's cheating on his wife. So the thing that killed me about it is that, like, you want to be a good person, you find out your husband's cheating on you, you don't go fuck somebody else. That's being the same. So everybody in this movie just lost all dignity. And if I don't have anybody left to cheer for, good guy or bad guy, because like all the douchebags in that remake of Friday the 13th were assholes. So I at least had Jason to root for. Here, I was rooting for the end credits, and it was just, ugh. I've been the victim of cheating, but I've never done it to anybody. I've had opportunities, and I've had the want to do it, but it's the one thing where I remind myself, okay, however many years, you haven't done this, and you say you're not going to because it hurts people. And you don't want to do that because you know what that feels like. So when I watch stuff like this, unless there's kind of a revenge story like Strange Darlings or whatever that was for a relationship, it's just...
Everyone's decision-making in that movie was flawed. His decision-making was flawed. The wife's decision-making, once she realized what was going on, was extremely flawed. And then the other two were just like heartless murderers. So
yeah, it was a strange mix that could have worked, but the Black Room looked gross. It looked like it needed a hepatitis shot.
Yeah.
The room, not the people. So it was just gross. When you have gloss black and it's just smudged with handprints.
Yeah. Ugh. Gross.
So I didn't like the whole feel of this one.
All right. All right. Speaking of feel, my number 3, this is going to be a twofer because we did them in the same week and they are both Halloween anthologies. VHS Halloween and All Hallows Eve 2. Both are just awful. Both are just
VHS. Yeah.
Yeah. Both are just cheap and like, I get, all right. Oh yeah. So, Art the Clown made his, start in the first All Hallows Eve, and we shoehorn him into this one too. So yeah, go back and watch it because of that. And that's literally because it's just bad. It's just bad. I don't even have anything to say like about the specific ones that were in it. You might have a couple you want to pick out that were like worse than others or not, but like they're both just garbage filler films that just don't need to be, need to exist. The VHS series should have stopped a while back.
I did like the sci-fi one they did before this one. And, you know, it for VHS, like, if it's a bad one, my brain kind of goes, yeah, okay, well, we'll see how the next one is. Because there's always people making shorts out there. So,
right.
I mean, for anybody, there's no point in getting mad about it unless you made it and somebody else edited it and it looks like crap. Because there's going to be another one this year probably, and everything will be fine.
Well,
right?
No, we'll see. We'll see. The last couple have been bad. They've been real bad, and I'm not gonna.
There were in the sci-fi one, there were two that I really liked, but like that's how it is with all of them. Some of them I like more of the stories than others, but I tend to go back to the one that starts off with the Ratma episode. I forget which one that is. After Viral, but I mean, it's basically it's just a delivery system for people's shorts. So if it gets other people out in front of us, then I'm okay with that, unless it's real bad.
Real bad.
Which the other one was.
All right. Well, let's less said better. Let's move on then. Now we are at number 2 for your favorites of the year.
All right. My number 2 is I'm going to go with one that should not work. It should not be something that once the villain is introduced, you can take seriously. But it works really well. And the villain is really kind of disturbing, and you believe that they're real. In the Vordelak.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's not on my list, but that was a good one.
I wasn't sure how to feel about it because, like, the main, you get your main character, and he's kind of like, I guess a dandy would be like one of the, but like French. People in the court of the king and all that with the fancy pancake makeup and stockings, and he's lost in the woods, and he comes across a house and they're all nice to him, and I'm thinking that's a trap, and it wasn't, but then their father shows up, and that's when it gets really interesting. Puppetry in movies can be real hit or miss. It worked really well in things like The Empire Strikes Back and the Muppet movie. But this puppet, this subset of vampire, like, you could not have done an actor without CG in this to have it look the same. And the loose movements of the joints and the like 1,000-yard stare, but it's also looking at you, but through you. Like, there were a lot of things that definitely should have been. It should have just rammed it into the dirt of failure, but this was really impressive. I love the name, because it's unusual. I thought everybody was great, but honestly, the one thing I'm going to remember from this is the puppet.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's great. I would put the puppetry in this up with, like, the Dark Crystal.
Puppetry of the penis? Yeah, I would too.
It's a believable character. Yeah, even that too. Sure. And as I'm looking through lists, I see this thing here from 2023 called Dix the Musical.
Nice.
Anyway, I do recommend that. And last I remember, it was on Shudder, but I don't know if it is anymore.
Yeah, I think it still is.
Would make sense.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Not fun, but good.
Yeah, no, and that's kind of a lot of the movies we cover. My number 2 is a bit of a cop-out because it's a classic and it's a film we've talked about before over the years. And I'm pretty sure it came through as a Patreon pick from somebody. But I got to be true to myself. My number 2 is the Argento classic Tenebrae. With Saxons in it, and it's got all the classic pieces of the classic Argento Italian horror stuff that you want to see. it's up there with your Suspirias and your Deep Red and all those. And Argento was in his prime at this point because this was 81, 82 maybe.
Yeah, 82 sounds right, but I have no idea because I didn't.
Sure, but I mean, you got the horror, the novelist that's visiting, and he's promoting his latest book, but then there's all these people being stalked, and these murders start to pile up, and people that are close to him, and they're using the book, so there's this literary angle that's being brought in, and it all just it's like the perfect giallo. This is kind of a giallo. It's in there, but it kind of walks the line. But it's got all of those pieces you want, and they're done right, and they're done correctly. You have strong performances. You have American actors being brought into Italian productions that are just there. They're just there. Like Saxon made all the money he made in the 80s working in Italy.
I could see that, yeah.
But it's it's a classic. It's one of those ones where people are like, "Oh, you like Italian horror? Have you seen?" It should be one of the ones, and you have that discussion.
Yeah.
As far as Argento, it's probably Argento's maybe third or fourth. Like it's always Suspiria, then Deep Red, and then it's kind of like, oh, maybe it's Opera, maybe it's Tenebrae, maybe it's
right.
Inferno. But it should always be in that conversation. And I really feel like it's normally not something I would want to include when we do a list like this, but we did a full on review of it. Somebody suggested it, so I'm like, okay, it's gotta drop in there.
Yeah, makes sense.
So
it's a good one.
Cool. Number 2, Chris, worst films we watched this year.
All right, number 2 worst. Let me see what I got here. I did that one already. That one and that one. I had Opus, but we talked about that, so I'm gonna leave that one off.
You had that on worst?
Yeah, just because it's a situation I would not stay in. That's a personal thing. The movie's very well made, but the situation is uncomfortable. I don't like it, and I would leave.
Fair enough.
That's basically all I would have said for it. But fuck, my number 1 is goddamn Solid, and I can't push that one out of the way. I have a question mark on a couple of these because I don't fully remember them.
All right.
But I'm going to go with Presence.
Okay.
Presence.
Actually,
Presence is a ghost story about a family that hates each other. So, yay. My family, we're all slowly getting we're seeing specialists, and there's medicine and knowing names for things that happen in our heads and all that. That's good. The fuck was my point? This movie is about 2 parents who would rather, I think, beat each other with crowbars than talk about feelings. From what I can tell, it seems like their marriage is pretty much done. They have a kid together, and it's convenient. And I hated it. And there was one line in this that made me really hate it because it was just too real. They're talking about the problem that the kid's having, and they talk to the therapist or the doctor. I forget, because this was a little while ago, and I didn't want to go back and revisit to get it exact. But basically, the dad was like, okay, so what are we going to do? And she says, well, the therapist suggested we just keep on, we maintain. And the guy says, oh, so like every other time, your idea to help our daughter is to do nothing. And I don't know why that felt like it hit me personally. But yeah, I didn't like the movie after that.
I get
it. It started something up inside of me that I wasn't aware of. It's well made, but I think it's too slow and contemplative for its own good. I wanted maybe some more talk between characters, a hint of I don't know. It felt like it dragged.
Yeah, I definitely liked this more than you.
It was well made. My biggest thing is how it made me feel. That's so.
No, and I get that. I enjoyed it, but I do agree that it was a little too slow with revealing its information, and then you kind of get everything all at once at the end.
I mean, it was trying it was creating a mood, and that's why we got the slow through everything.
Yeah.
And there was some nice foreshadowing and stuff, but in the end, I don't think the reveal was enough of a payoff for what we watched. Because you want to have some kind of resolution, good or bad, for your characters, and it doesn't feel like anything happened.
I feel like when we get the reveal of what's going on, I get the idea of how am I going to explain this? Because I don't want to give it away.
Right.
I think the reveal when we get it is I understand what you're saying where like it's not enough, but at the same time, that's I think kind of the point.
Yeah, I know.
Is that like with what happens and what we learn, the family, there's no answer for the family. You know, there's there's you know, you have to live on with whatever is presented to you. Now knowing this is what happened, like you have how do you move on? Like
and
that uncertainty.
Talk to each other about it.
Yeah, that uncertainty is definitely, I think, part of what they're trying to do there. But I do understand why you wouldn't enjoy it, and I definitely get the idea of it hitting close to home and can taint it for you.
Yeah, I mean but it is well acted. It was well made. This is a different list for me. I'm going, I guess, as the kids say, going off vibes.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
The vibes in this one were not for me, but I would recommend it.
Yeah, I'd recommend it.
Whatever,
too.
You know, because it's good. It's well made.
Yeah, I think. See, this is one that would fall closer to my favorites list than my.
I could argue it either way if I wanted to.
That's fair.
But definitely the visceral reaction from that line that's going to stick with me. I had to talk to my wife about that one.
Nice.
Not that she's the one, but no.
Nice. So if we move on to my number 2, there'll be no questions on where it could fall. My number 2 worst film we watched this year, rocking a steady 3.1 on IMDb, is Strippers versus Werewolves.
Yeah, I toyed with that one for
what?
And I'm like,
What a lazy fucking movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just living off what its title is. And then they don't even really follow through with the title into the movie. Because, like, I mean, yes, there are strippers and werewolves, but it just is so low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
And then, like, we talk a lot about films that, you know, we talked about it with Vice Academy, where, like, you know, very limited nudity, despite the fact that it's promising to be this, like, really, like, sleazy film. You watch a movie like Strippers versus Werewolves, and you expect it to be that.
Right.
And again, nothing. Like, I might be mistaken, but I don't think there was any nudity in it. There's no sex or anything, or like very limited stripper stuff. Like, and the werewolves are like, this was the one where the werewolves looked like kind of like weird apes almost, right?
I think so. I'm gonna look it up just to make sure, because we watched a few werewolf movies.
I think we watched it the same week we watched Howl, which made this one seem even worse. Oh yeah, it was the one where like they just put the like the facial hair, and they had like they were turned into werewolves, but the guy still had a mohawk.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing some pictures here, and it's just hairy guys with pointy ears.
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, I would say it's badly written, but I don't think it was written. I think they were given cue cards or like index cards before the scene.
Here's the idea.
Go with it.
Yeah,
but don't take your clothes off.
This is your first line. This is your last line. Do whatever you want in between.
Not even. Here's the general vibe we're going for with this scene. It's terrible. It's not even that fun. Watch it.
And no, it's not trauma fun.
No, or I'll use this as an example because it didn't miss my list, but I could very easily put was it Empire of the Sun was what it was? Or Empire of the Dark.
Oh, yeah, no, Empire of the Sun is way different.
Yes, very different film. Empire of the Dark, which is that vanity project where it's like, yeah, this is fucking awful, but you know what? This is fun because this guy is all in. Strippers versus Werewolves is like dipping your toe in. And I think, I forget who it was that emailed us, but they knew somebody that worked on this.
Right.
And they were like, it was made as a cash grab, and like they used the insurance and like all of this like sleazy stuff. So
yeah.
Strippers versus Werewolves.
Yep.
All right, Chris, number one, what was your favorite film that we reviewed this year?
My favorite film, and I hate that it's from that year because I like to go back to the older stuff, like Body Snatchers or He Never Died.
Ooh, that's one that narrowly missed my list too.
I like that one. I love the way he plays that character. But I have to take it to the one that disturbed me, kept me guessing, and did not piss me off when it was shown out of order.
Ah, okay.
I'm going to go with Weapons.
Okay, great. I had that on my list, my end of year list, so I did not include it in this.
I don't know if I had seen it before.
I don't think you had. I don't think you'd watched it yet.
So yeah. But yeah, this is the feeling, like the overall experience I got from Weapons is what I expected from Longlegs that I did not get.
Okay.
Longlegs was great. I thought the explanation at the end, the reason behind all of it, I thought was very weak. On the other hand, this one has set up maybe its own mythology.
Yep.
Or not, because I've looked up a couple things to see, like the kids running in the shape, that arrow shape. There is a rune that is shaped like an upwards pointed arrow that has to do with being a warrior and protecting people, and you can twist that around and turn them into, I mean, a warrior sent to kill somebody else is just a weapon, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought the way that they told the story out of order is some of the most effective that I've seen, because they write the story, they direct the story in a way that you don't need to know what happened before right now. But you will. So don't worry, we'll show you that. But we're gonna fuck you up first. So hold on. And none of it ever felt like, oh, well, they needed to pad the runtime, or why are we seeing this part? All of it gave you a little bit of backstory on a character, for instance, set up a situation, and then it gets fucked up. And I hated the cop, but I loved his part of the story. The junkie, everything really worked out well together. Really well. It was a satisfying watch, even though it was uncomfortable for most of it.
Yep.
And the fact that the director is going to do a Resident Evil movie, but also a prequel based on our character here, the main villain. Yes, please. It won't be like other prequels, because, I mean, this thing could go back 2,500 years if the guy wanted to. Who knows? Because we're talking about like ancient blood magic and Nordic runes and rituals and stuff, and it's just fascinating. It's not your normal child kidnapping story, I guess. There was a lot more folklore and stuff put into it, which was like the Vortilac, which was really nice.
Cool.
It creates a very big, nice, rounded world. And the main actress, I can't remember her last name. It's Julia. Is it Gardner?
I don't remember.
My wife watched her, and I think she was in Ozarks, and obviously the Fantastic Four movie. But she's fantastic. I mean, my wife told me that. I knew she was good for a long time. I'm like, great, I'm catching up. So, I can't wait to see other stuff she does. She's got this ability to look completely fragile and vulnerable, but then turn around and fight for her life. And
yeah,
it's really, she's amazingly talented. And
cool.
I said when you see who was it that played the cop?
I don't.
It was 1 second, because this is like one of those. No, it can't be him. I remember reading the name, and I don't remember. So I just gotta do some typing. Hey, did you watch Stranger Things?
Nope.
The last season, I didn't either.
Nope. I just finished watching the previous season. I watched up till the finale of the previous season, and then just didn't watch the finale.
Oh. Huh. Okay.
And now I'm like, I guess I'll get to it when I get to it. I'm really not that worried about it.
Yeah. Oh, the cop. His name was Paul. He was played by Alden Ehrenreich, who I know as Han Solo.
Okay.
I didn't see that at all. He just disappeared into that cop. He was fantastic. Everybody in this was amazingly good.
Yeah, No Weapons was great. My only issue was I thought it got a little too goofy at times, but
Possibly, yeah. Yeah. But then they rein it back in. And Amy Madigan, I think she's kind of underrated. She kind of shows up as
she's
like
definitely
dollar
underrated.
store version of other actresses. Like, oh, we can't get Holly Hunter. Go get Amy Madigan. Like, but she fucking kills it in this. She creates such a solid, real feeling character that like she is legitimately intimidating, even though she looks like that. It's great. I could keep going, but I'll
All right.
stop. So
I'll stop you so I can do my number one, my favorite
Yes.
film that we watched this year. Directed by the guy that I screwed up when I said earlier. The guy that did The Grudge.
okay.
He did the first two couple the original Japan released Grudge films. Then he also directed the first two American ones. He also directed, strangely enough, a Kiki's Delivery Service live action film that I've never seen.
I never heard of that. Okay.
I'm gonna check that out. But Takashi Shimizu, his 2004 film Marabito was my number one.
I kept going back to that one.
It is such a fucking like vibe. Like this film is just so bizarre in the way it's presented, in the way you're looking at things, this world that's being built of this cameraman who is just kind of like afraid of everything, but he hears about these different, the idea that there's these other levels underneath the subway, and he finds this girl who then ends up being some sort of something. We're never really told, but she's got to feed on blood, and he keeps her in the apartment, and it's about, is she more animal than she is woman? Is she, like all of these little things. But what makes this movie so effective is how unsettling the way it is presented with choppy, low resolution VHS security camera style footage interwoven into what is kind of like blown out documentary style stuff that's filmed. And you're always waiting for some big, massive thing to happen. And it does, but it doesn't. You don't get there's no like big action scene. There's definitely some turning points and some things, but for a film that really does very little, it kept me hanging the entire time. And then when it gets to the end, I'm just like, I was frustrated by the ending, but I'm like, you know what? I think I wanted to be frustrated by the ending.
That's fair. That's good.
This is one for a guy that's got a lot of hits in his filmography that just doesn't really get talked about a lot. And I don't think it's available. I think you have to buy a hard copy of it on like Amazon or something. I don't know if there's a current, because we I think I used my DVD rip of it, I think is what we watched when we watched it.
Okay. That makes sense, yeah.
But search it out. It is a hidden gem of Japanese horror, and also just has all of that weird, like unsettling feel that you want from a movie like this. Yeah, loved it. And also the lead, Shinya Tasukamoto, does a really great job. I know he was in Tetsuo the Iron Man.
Oh.
Yep, he was the lead in Tetsuo the Iron Man, which was what we recognized in both from. He's been in a bunch of stuff, but he was also in he was in Shin Kamen Rider too.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He played Midori Kawa in that. So Marabito, search it out. It's worth your time.
Nice.
Now, Chris, what is the one film that is not worth anyone's time according to you?
House on Eden.
Oh, fuck yes. That's my number one also.
Yeah. I'm not gonna fuck around with this one. I was very disappointed. I off and on watch Call Me Chris' YouTube channel. I think she is kind of charming and has good personality, and at least on the channel, right?
Yep.
And she can be very funny, and this movie was not. Good for her for getting it together, having the time and the ability to make a movie. I'm not holding that against them. But my biggest complaint is it felt like there were a bunch of inside jokes that I don't know.
That's one of my complaints. Not my biggest, but one of them.
I don't really know what they were looking for either. Like, it's a haunted house. We're going to go there. Okay, why? Like, I don't remember any of that. I remember them yelling at each other a lot.
Yep. Not
being able to understand it. And then the dark-haired girl would just get real close to the camera and bother me.
Yep.
I wanted this to be better because like the people I like, I want to see them succeed and do a good job. This is not it. They needed somebody to step in and be like, hey, I don't understand what this is.
Yeah. This is the epitome of the YouTube content creator. I'm going to make a movie like thing. We talked when we did this review, we talked about how the Filippo brothers who did Talk to Me and Bring Her Back.
Oh, I forgot to watch that.
That's okay. Didn't we cover it?
What? Wait, what are we talking about?
Last year? Didn't we cover Bring Her Back last year?
No, I meant the other one.
Oh, okay.
With the newer one.
That is Bring Her Back is the newer one. We definitely.
Oh, no. We did Talk to Me because I complained about, who the fuck would do that? That's stupid. After you see it happen.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
And then you're like junkies. And I'm like, okay, yeah.
Never mind. But my point being was like that they're doing it right in terms of like they're putting the time, the effort, the money. They're filling out their stories. This was very much somebody being like, hey, Chris, you've got a really big following. You know what? You should make like a found footage horror movie or something. And she's like, yeah, that's a great idea. But then
it's not a bad idea.
In theory, no. But like,
idea.
They're not doing any of the work to go with it. Yeah. And the thing that bothered you the most was, what did you just say? The thing that was bothering you the most about it?
I don't remember what it's about. The people were arguing all the time. I forget. I'm trying.
So the thing that bothers me the most about it is the fact that they didn't like understand their aesthetics that they were going for. We have a number of shots that are supposed to be like an 8mm thing where they just used like a fucking TikTok or fucking Instagram filter on the footage. And then there's phone footage that they're using where we're seeing that's like obviously not the footage being shot from the same camera. And it's just all of those things. Like they didn't fact check anything. And they were just like, everything in this movie is like, you know what would be cool? Yeah, let's do that. That would be cool. What if we did this? Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. But they didn't write the story out. They didn't get the idea. We weren't given proper conclusions or even like proper ideas to flesh out. It's such a frustrating film because
I'm honest, I don't remember how it ended.
It just kind of ended. It just kind of ended. And there's no explanation as to where the footage came from, who found it, what was going on. Like,
right.
I think if I'm remembering properly, and I might not be because we did do a bunch of different found footage movies this year, was they didn't even make their own rules. Like, so it wasn't even a situation of breaking their own rules. They just didn't make any. Like, so they just felt like, oh, well, we could just do whatever.
Yeah.
So it was easily the most frustrating experience I've had watching a movie this year. And that's, really tough to do with the stuff that we watch throughout the year. But yeah. Yeah, so both of us include House of Eden as the worst film we reviewed all year.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
It's got a 36 on Rotten Tomatoes, and I was looking up a couple things just as a comparison because there is another YouTuber that has a movie out right now.
It was like the number one at the box office this weekend, right?
Number two. But it didn't miss it by much. Let me just go back a page here. So Send Help opened from Disney, and then Iron Lung opened from Markiplier Studio. I'm not into watching people play games unless I need help in a particular section.
Same.
But, I mean, I don't have an issue with this guy. Nova went to see it. She went on a date to see this the other day, and I didn't hear any of the complaints that we had about House on Eden. So YouTubers can actually make stuff, but he's got enough money to like build a whole nother Earth apparently. So that's fine. But that's what you do. You gotta really like, he's into it. That's his thing. Like
Right.
if I was going to make any kind of movie, it would be Ghostbusters, a Star Wars movie, because that's what I know.
Right.
That's what I would like to do. Or, I'll go with my daughter and we'll reboot Silverhawks because my daughter is super fucking into Silverhawks. Like,
Well, and I think the biggest thing too is there's a difference between, hey, I'm going to make a movie and
Right.
I want to be a filmmaker.
Hmm.
There's a
Yeah.
very, like, I feel like the Philippo brothers, they want to be filmmakers. Call
Yeah.
me Chris. Oh, I can make a movie.
yeah. Yeah, I think Mark, what's his full name here? That's House on Eden. I don't care about that. Like, I think he wants to do that now. I think like YouTube was where he learned everything, like what works, what doesn't, what people want to see, because you get instant feedback on that stuff.
Right.
And it's personal. So if he wants to go into it, I mean, Nova said that the atmosphere was really great. Like it didn't seem cheesy. And believe me, she's watched all of these. Vice Academy. Just watch that. Winter Kills. That was one that almost made my list.
Winter Kills was good. Yeah, that was good.
Anyway, so yeah, you can do it. You can be I didn't even know that the Let Her Go or Bring Her Back. I didn't know they were YouTubers beforehand. So good for them.
Right. Oh, you mean when we watched Talk to Me?
Yeah. I didn't know who they were.
All right. Well, now you do.
Because there's so many YouTubers. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I could
and
probably
they're all
name
making
50
movies now.
that you've never heard of that I watch on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And you could do the same.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. So those were the films from the past year that we enjoyed and we hated. Joe is back though, and I believe he's
Nice.
doing the sequel to The Collection.
Well, hello, Bill. Hello, Chris, and hello, OTC Nation. It's your boy Joe here, and this week Bill took me to kind of looks like Skid Row, LA. I don't know where it is. They don't say where this one takes place either. He made me watch The Collection. I'm very much a to each their own kind of guy. Like, I might make fun, but I don't judge, if that makes sense. In that, though, I can usually see where the fun lies for someone else in something that I can't get down with. Like, while I have zero desire to either surf or skydive, like I could watch Point Break and think, oh, that looks like fun. One thing George Michael and I have in common is that sex is best when it's one-on-one. But I won't think less of you if when you picture an orgy, it looks more like Eyes Wide Shut or Caligula, even though to me it would probably look more like Society. Like, you go have fun, I'll be over here because I care what fluids end up on me, and I don't have time to check to make sure that none of these people are Republicans. Bringing this back to what's relevant, I almost immediately am in the mode of like, well, I'd be safe in this movie because right after the credits, our main character is brought to like an underground nightclub kind of thing, like it's like by her friends, and they're trying to make it look like this like cool like pop-up abandoned factory, entry by password only. Everyone there's like peak calorie deficit, flat stomachs, like let's try Molly for the first time kind of club. The kind of club where you're going to have a night that you probably either regret or have a great story from. Like, to me, it looks like I'm going to get a headache from everyone wearing too much cologne or perfume, but then you also have to bear with everyone's like sebaceous body odor funk because they've been like dancing nonstop for hours, and again, they're rolling on Molly and probably haven't properly hydrated. Oh, and I'm going to have a full-blown anxiety attack because I can't get to the door easily because there's like 300 people in the space where you could barely fit 100. It's the kind of place where someone is going to like rip a line of coke off of someone's butt and then look at me like I curb stomped their grandma if I light up a cigarette. Like Triple X, Bad Boys, John Wick, I think it was 3 or 4. Even one of my all-time favorite films, Split Second with Rutger Hauer, all have scenes in these like throbbing nightclubs where I'm just like, oh,
That's true.
that looks like fun that I don't want to have.
Right.
Yep.
Again, I'm not judging. If that's your jam, fucking have at it. Have a great time. Stay hydrated. Just, making fun. The world don't move to the beat of just one drum. What might be right for you may not be right for some. Here's another reason to avoid that nightclub in particular. The Collector rigged what is basically the sharp rakes from a combine and just bowls a strike on the whole dance floor. Pardon me. Seriously, like it's almost like they watched that opening scene from Ghost Ship and went, okay, how can we do that but make it our own? Like the floor in these places is usually dirty and sticky on its own, but like the Collector's making sure that there's going to be some rave in like 2066 and someone's going to be like, ew, why is this floor so gross? Like between the first movie and the opening of this one, I'm honestly kind of envious of this psychopath's know-how and building skills. Like I love to tinker and fix stuff around the house. But like my first thought is usually, can I do this myself? But now I'm going to be like, how would the Collector build this? Like homie's like the Bob Vila of serial killers.
That's true.
As you can see here, I've added some recessed lighting over the water tank holding the skeletons of 4 people that I made into a sculpture. It really adds something to the piece. Next up, I'll show you how to build a shadow box out of red cedar to display the pancreas I'm about to cut out of that girl who's squirming over there in the corner. The room. Sorry. I got myself with that one. And it's near the router that I used to make my own crown molding. Our boy Arkin from the first movie has been in a red steamer trunk for an indeterminate amount of time. And he manages to escape the nightclub, who the Collector brought the steamer trunk to the nightclub. Like that's just, you're burning calories. And boy, Arkin's been through the ringer. Like his therapist is going to have a bestseller on their hands. This guy is going to have more issues than Time magazine.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a good indication of how good this movie is. At some point, I stopped thinking of things to say, like just a moment ago, that last paragraph, and I just watched the fucking movie. Like it held me. It added some depth to the Collector by setting like 75% of the movie in the abandoned hotel on Skid Row that is his like morbid man cave. Good movie short. There's a girl that gets collected from the club, and she's like super duper ultra rich, and her dad, who may or may not be Shooter McGavin in between Happy Gilmore's 1 and 2. They never say. I don't remember them saying his name, but it's Christopher McDonald, so it could be Shooter McGavin.
Could be.
Anyway, he hired a goon squad to retrieve her with Arkin's very forced help because he doesn't want anything to do with this, and rightfully so. They should have watched Aliens, though, because much like the Space Marines, oh boy, they just go in there way too confident. Like, way too confident. And they get humbled in quick succession until some quick thinking and teamwork, making the dream work. Well, I wouldn't say the dream work saves the day, but it saves Arkin and Elena, that's the rich girl's asses, for the time being. And there's a lot of gore in between. The real star here is the set pieces. They had to have taken inspiration from H.H. Holmes's Murder Castle, because this takes place in, like I said, it's a long abandoned hotel that, to quote the head mercenary guy, played with macho glee by Lee Tergesen, the rats won't even come here to take a shit. Like, that's just good. It's the same kind of cat and mouse as the first movie, just expanded to show us more of the Collector and all of the demented things he gets to. There's rooms with themes, and he's got artwork that he obviously did himself, and just all sorts of shit, which is kind of, kind of where I had a problem with the movie. I didn't have a problem with it, but something stood out. I won't say it's a problem I had, but it stood out. I don't care how much energy you have. I don't care how into your hobby you are. Even if your hobby is serial killing combined with sculpture art. I don't care how much time you have on your hands. There is so much in this hotel to see. And it's all like serial killer, intricate and precise. There's traps, and he's got a comms room where he monitors police and emergency services. And then every room has like somebody who's either dead in it or about to die. Like it would take you so long to build that. It took me a whole weekend to put up 4 shelves. Did I build them myself? Yes. Are they perfect? No. Am I proud? Yes. They established that the collector, though, is an entomologist by trade. He has a job. He still has time to get all this done.
Yeah, so what's your excuse?
While we never see his face, he's implied to be a middle-aged man. Come on, bro, come on. Nobody has this much time and energy.
True.
In this economy, here's the thing. It's good, man. I don't know. The kills are spectacular and gory without like dipping over the line into comedy. It's intense. It's intense. There we go. A lot of these movies lack intensity, and you really feel it here when somebody's being chased or somebody's about to get caught. Like, you actually feel it. The bad, all the bits that aren't a serial killer killing people or people trying to escape said serial killer, it really exposes the fact that this movie was written by the same guy that wrote the Feast movies and Piranha 3DD.
Okay.
Like, he has one gear as a writer.
All right.
The collection was exactly what a part 2 should have been for the collector. So B+, same as the first. Great double feature. I really hope they get the collected off the ground. I don't even care if you don't make me watch it for this movie. I'm going to watch it on my own. And these days, that's saying something. So I guess that only leaves us with Bill. What's next, my dude?
We're going to do one missed call, the Japanese version and then the US versions.
Okay.
All right, OTC Nation, you heard the man. I'll be back with that next week. Until then, be good, everyone.
All right.
Don't get collected.
Oh, yeah, I'll try not to. Thank you very much.
My favorite part
Joseph.
of the first collector movie is when the van blows up at the end and you can see that it's a teeny tiny car on a table because the ground shakes. It's adorable. And I don't hold it against the movie at all, because the first time I saw it, I didn't notice it. Second time, yes.
Yeah, fair.
It's funny. It's cute. And it doesn't take away from the movie for me at all. And I just
funny and cute, not things that are Scott.
Well, not the collector either.
Next week's show is the season finale. We will go back and do the top 6 and bottom 6 films that we reviewed on the show this year.
Well, I guess I can figure out my own top 6 of all your reviews and...
Sir,
Yes?
another Silent Hill has hit the theaters.
Scratch that, guys. I have a very urgent matter to attend to this week.
Then he finds out, no, actually, I didn't.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
With Reverend Scott.
Oh my God, sewer guests, don't light that cigarette.
Too late.
Hey there, Bill and Chris. This is Reverend Scott.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, he seems like a dick.
And yes, I'm aware this is basically the anniversary of 18 years of OTC. Hell, even I've been around sending in feedback and audio segments for nearly 16 years of that now.
Unfortunately.
But as much as I'd like to talk about this last year of film reviews, I have a much more pressing matter to attend to.
Because fuck everything, right?
Yep.
You've probably already heard a few of the reviewers and movie critics saying that the new film adaptation of Silent Hill 2, called Return to Silent Hill, was terrible. And I'm here to tell you that they're all wrong.
How dare you?
Most of them are likely judging it solely as a sequel to the Christoph Gans original Silent Hill film. I, on the other hand, see it as more. Let's briefly go back in time, shall we? A mere 2 weeks after the Twin Towers fell, on September 24th, 2001. I put my copy of Silent Hill 2 into my PS2 and began a 25-year-long journey with what is now my favorite game of all time. a game I still own the original copy of, as well as a copy of the excellent remake from 2024. I've beaten that game countless times, received all 6 endings, and got my original 20-something hour-long run down to an hour and 17 minutes. When I say I know Silent Hill 2, I mean it. So believe me when I say Return to Silent Hill isn't terrible. It's fucking insulting.
Of course it is.
The Silent Hill 2 game has always been ripe for movie adaptation. You could almost literally take all of the cutscenes and just kind of fill in the blanks in between with various versions of the gameplay and even some puzzles and stuff, keeping most of the script intact, and it just would fucking work. For a little context, the game Silent Hill 2 begins with James Sunderland, an understated, mostly quiet man in his mid to late 20s or so, with clothes modeled almost identically to Tim Robbins' character in Jacob's Ladder. James is stoic, staring at his own reflection in the mirror of this disgusting roadside rest stop right outside of Silent Hill. James recently received a letter from his wife, Mary, saying to meet him at their special place at Silent Hill. Specifically the Lakeview Hotel. That's the last place they vacationed after Mary got sick. But this can't possibly be real. Mary died due to that disease 3 years ago.
That's a fair assumption.
Fair assumption.
How is it possible he received this letter? What will be there when he goes? This setup alone is intriguing. Before you even get to explore the terrifying town, the monsters, and the interesting characters James meets along the way, that very same rest stop scene with James is in the trailer for Return to Silent Hill. The mention of the letter, various characters like Laura, Maria, Eddie, the nurses, and of course Pyramid Head are all there. Settings like the foggy streets, the apartments, the hospital, and the hotel are all there as well. The movie had a lot of promise.
I thought so.
Yeah.
But then the movie started. Not with the stoic, understated, quiet young man with balls of titanium like I remembered from the games, but with a disheveled, haired, outspoken dude bro wearing sunglasses and a convertible Mustang flying down the road smoking a fucking joint.
Whew, man.
He narrowly misses a semi and swerves near Mary as he drives by her at the bus stop, her suitcase popping open and dumping all her clothes over the road. Her name is Mary Crane now, by the way, and they aren't married. He stops to help Mary, and ultimately she doesn't leave on the bus because reasons, and instead James and Mary go to Silent Hill together in James's Mustang with a bunch of painting supplies and easels in the back seat. Because James is a painter now for some reason, the relationship blossoms and they move in together at the Woodside Apartments in Silent Hill. During the course of memories of James talking to his therapist and flashbacks, we find out Mary's father was a cult leader, and he's slowly been poisoning Mary over the course of many years as part of some cult ritual. And many of the other cult members are parading around pretending to be Mary's friend so they can sneak around and perform rituals behind James's back when he's not paying attention, and just results in James eventually breaking up with Mary and leaving town to go spend nights getting kicked out of the strip club after drinking himself stupid. And if you aren't familiar with the game, none of that fucking happens.
I just don't even know what to do with this movie.
Of course, that's about the time James gets the letter from Mary, which the movie changed the words of course, and he returns to Silent Hill to find it covered in ash for some reason in addition to the fog. There's some other nonsense about some sort of ashy stuff killing all the people there, something, whatever. Because Christoph Gans wanted to link this to his first Silent Hill film, I assume. That's likely why he also shoehorned some cult bullshit into this film, too. James first meets Angela, the only character that is remotely similar to the game and how the scenes progress, how they look, the visuals, the angles of the scenes, but it's still fundamentally different. He then meets Maria, which looks just like Mary because it's literally the same actress with a different hairdo, but she's more sexy and suggestive, wearing more revealing clothing that actually was somewhat faithful to the game. They even give a little tinge of pink at the bottom of her blonde hair like it was in the game. So kudos for that, I guess. But unlike with the game, Maria has virtually nothing to do in this film.
Which was nice, because then I don't have to worry about her anymore.
Yep, one less character to worry about.
James meets a little girl named Laura in the apartments, as well as a guy named Eddie, neither of which have much to do in this film either. In the game, Eddie is a troubled character with a backstory, and it's pretty troubling to listen to, and eventually even turns into a boss fight of sorts. All of that is completely abandoned by the film. Laura told James in the games that she knows Mary and they were in the hospital together, and she has another letter for James from Mary. There's more backstory and intrigue that this movie also just completely abandons. And another thing is, I think James throws a random wrench at a monster one time. Other than that, he takes a pipe, which I guess is accurate to the game, but there's no guns whatsoever, no handguns, no shotguns, no rifles, no nothing. And obviously I would assume that has something to do with ratings. But in case you haven't played the game, and you may want to one day, I won't spoil the secrets of that story.
The movie doesn't either.
Because they changed so much in the movie, I wouldn't mind spoiling this piece of shit. I promise you, I'm justified in saying, if you beat the game and then watch this movie, you'll completely agree with me.
Was I wrong?
No.
One of the reasons this pissed me off so much is because there must have been at least one person on that production crew that actually cared about the look of certain shots, monsters, and locations. It's baffling to me that so much effort was given to matching specific shots from cutscenes of the game and certain monsters, but then to fundamentally change every character, the themes, and the entire story.
I liked what they did, but I thought it was stupid.
I guess I had to be one of the 157 people in the end credits that had a name ending with the letter C with an umlaut over the top of it. And no, I'm not exaggerating. Look it up. But seriously, I can only assume these few remade scenes were just made to draw in fans of the game with enough faithful footage to make a trailer, then make the rest of the movie however the fuck Christoph Gans wanted.
How's that working out for you?
Silent Hill is psychological horror. The town draws in people who have sinned or have experienced extreme trauma and draws on that pain and suffering. Maria is supposed to represent the version of Mary that James thought he wanted and never had. She's supposed to make him slowly face that fact. He's meant to lose her and get her back over and over and be confused by everything about it just to torture him. Insinuate maybe he was unfaithful while Mary was sick, maybe he was an alcoholic, but never blatantly show it. Not just be in two scenes to get him to the hospital and then get shanked by Pyramid Head and die. Eddie is completely wasted in less than 1 minute or probably less of pointless screen time. His forcing James to kill another human in self-defense in the game was supposed to make him reflect on other events too. The worst parts are Laura and Angela. Angela has a heartbreaking story of abuse by her father, how it traumatized her, how she felt like she deserved it in some way, and how it made her feel before and after James helps her. In this, she's turned into just another version of Mary dealing with her abusive cult father. Laura is supposed to be forcing James to realize the truth of his past and face his own demons, but in this, she's just turned into a kid version of Mary. When we see Mary's gravestone later, I literally laughed out loud in the theater as it displays, "Here lies Mary Angela Laura Crane." Apparently that's her full name now. I almost walked out of the theater.
I am just trying to keep my fucking sanity.
this misses the entire theme of the game. It's not about some stupid fucking cult shit. It's about James coming to grips with loss and the transgressions of his past, how he dealt with the gradual slow death of his wife and the grief he experienced after she was gone. He even basically manifested Pyramid Head in the town as a punishment for himself, a thing the movie technically gets right, but just in case you didn't get it, it zooms in on Pyramid Head into a crack in the helmet to show James's own face inside.
That's where it
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's not surreal. It's not abstract. It's not experimental. It's not art. It's practice. It's a practice movie.
And after the quote-unquote boss fight at the end of the movie, we get a recreation of what many believe to be the true ending of Silent Hill 2, the game. I thought to myself, well, at least they got that somewhat right. And then, boom, we jump cut to Dude Bro sunglasses wearing James in the convertible Mustang back at the beginning of the movie again, narrowly missing that semi, swerving by Mary, and knocking her clothes out of the suitcase. Only this time, James must have already seen this shitty-ass movie and knows how fucking insulting it was. So instead of taking her to Silent Hill, they go the opposite direction and live happily ever after. The end. That's right, Christoph Gans took a game with an ending that likely made every player cry and turned it into the happy ending of a rom-com, making every lover of the game cry.
The end of the movie is the only time. It's fucking crazy. It's ridiculous.
I'm not even going to get into the actors, the line delivery, and the script.
At first, I thought this was just a terrible, terrible, terrible movie. And it is. But what this is feels like a bunch of people that like working together, that got together, and I'm going to say improvise most of their lines.
At least that's what I hope, because I shudder to think that somebody actually wrote some of this script this way on purpose. How could Christoph Gans say that he played and studied these games and loves them and then turn around and make an absolute travesty like this movie?
The answer to that is, fuck you.
And God, I almost forgot about the fucking music. They have a few random tracks that they got from Akira Yamaoka from the original Silent Hill games, but they use them in the wrong places or not during the movie at all and only in the credits. And they use this copyright-free music for most of it. It's some classical riff that had nothing to do with Silent Hill, and they repeated at least 3 times during the film. I thought I was losing my fucking mind. The music in Silent Hill is considered objectively some of the best music of any video game that's ever made. And they still fucked it up.
Oh, no.
Fuck it, I'm gonna grade it. If you're a fan of the Silent Hill games, don't watch this. If you're a fan of the first Silent Hill movie, don't watch this. If you don't like either of them, don't watch this. This movie is just for, I'm really not sure who it's for. Date night when you're not actually going to watch the movie? Or an ignorant person that just happened to be wanting to watch a horror movie in January? Or maybe just you're a masochist of cinema. This is a travesty and an embarrassment. I give Return to Silent Hill an F for fuck this movie.
And one of the things I love about you is how unabashedly fuck everything you are.
This is already running really long this week, so I'll briefly say I enjoyed the review of Certain Fury, and the movie and the review both get a B+. And Vice Academy seemed like a Skinamax ripoff of a much better franchise, so that obviously gets an A.
Good.
It does.
Good point.
And the review of that gets a B-. So that's all I have for this week. Happy anniversary to me, and also to you, Bill and Chris, and all of OTC. So until the next time a director wants to forcefully penetrate me with a mutated abomination of one of my most favorite childhood memories, I'm going to run for the hills.
Hey, you were going to stick your dick in me? Good luck catching me.
Have fun.
Yep.
But until then, peace and love, guys.
I don't remember why I said that weird thing.
Who knows?
Outside the cinema, it's like a regular movie podcast, only better.
I'm going to do this, but make it sexier.
Yes. I can't argue with that.
Ridiculous. All right. Hey, guys, thanks for hanging out. We start a new year of the show next week. Season 18 starts. Patreon, guys, send us pics. I do believe I have 2 here that we're going to use next week. Let me read them very quickly before I pee my pants.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Where did they go? That's the wrong email. David sent in 2 pics. The Ninja Busters.
Ooh.
No, wait. Ninja Busters 1984 and Bloodlust 1992.
Wow.
Cool.
Okay.
Guys, thank you very much. I don't mean to rush, but I really have to go to the bathroom. So, everyone have a good day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Surrounded by secret boyfriends, petty jealousies, orgies, and lesbian games.